needs to be managed, and that's a little bit of what we just shared, in the sense that information needs to go out there far more frequently, far more concisely. It needs to be disseminated from the organization so that the messaging and the conversations happen as a result of the organization sharing what's going on. And if the business is bad, you got to tell people business is bad. If business is good, you got to tell them business is good. Don't let them assume that things are going poorly, or conversely that everything's is working out as planned. You need to continue to keep folks informed. You don't want them, if you don't want somebody to find out that employees that are currently furloughed are going to be laid off over social media. You need to be able to communicate that information early on and let people know what's going on. I also think, and I'll let Danny add on that, but I also think that there's other ways of ensuring that you're engaging not only your employees, but also a broader population at home. I've seen companies that have decided to send branded wear to their employees at home now, because they want to feel like, if I get on a Zoom call, I should have my company's brand or logo. I've seen companies sending things for their family, T-shirts that say, my mom works at this company. I've seen companies sending out pet supplies. I mean, as simple as branded dog balls. I mean, think about it. You have this type of stuff, and maybe the dog won't acknowledge the fact that you work for a particular employer, but your family knows it. Your family recognizes that you work for a particular company, because now they're getting what we used to call in the old days tchotchkes at home, that are branded and that are showing your company's brand, and therefore it goes into the company's employment value proposition. I probably added another topic in there.
I think to your point, and to dovetail off Jose, so I think we have, I wouldn't say that we've seen an uptick in the communication in those, we've kind of always had it. And I think the reason is, I think it comes down to so many things in business. It's not about whether some company found some extremely novel thing that nobody's thought of. That happens, I think, few and far between. I think where the magic happens is when you do things for real, or you say you do things, right? So if you take message boards or any kind of newsletter, communication, dialogue, technology that we're talking about, I think the reason we get engagement, and we've gotten engagement prior to COVID and post-COVID, is because it's part of our culture. When we put those things up, we make the commitment as an executive and a management team. Not only are we going to put this technology up there, we're going to have people that are responsible for the channels. We're going to commit to getting an answer up within 15 minutes. And when you do those things, and we're going to answer in a transparent, non-gobbledygook way. You're just going to answer the question without a bunch of fancy sounding words. When you do that, you engender trust. You engender this sense of, this is a real thing, that somebody's being authentic with me, and I feel like I can get an answer. If you just throw up and Jose and I have been you throw up a message board and nobody answers a question for 72 hours, well, then who cares? Like, you put cool technology out there, well, good for you. But you have to be able to engage, right? I remember many moons ago at this point, I answered a forum post when I was president of Meineke, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, because I happened to see it come through and I happened to answer it. I don't think I'm super smart. I work pretty hard. That was something that I happened to do. I didn't have any intent behind it, other than I happened to see it and I was up and I answered the question. The franchisees remembered that for 4 years. For 4 years, there's people saying that the president of the company was up at 1 o'clock and they answered a post. Now, don't take away from that you should be up at 1 o'clock answering posts. The takeaway is that it was authentic and it was managed, to Jose's point. It wasn't just a thing we put out there, but there was substance behind it. And I think that's usually what separates success from non-success, in my